the Audi Q3. Even though it has been in the Indian market for a while now, it remains the default choice for many buyers who want to upgrade to a luxury set of wheels. And now Audi wants to take the game further away from its rivals by offering you an updated version of this popular compact SUV. So does the new Q3 have what it takes to beat its rivals? We'll find out on the show today. Well, the new Q3 promises to turn a lot of heads. Key styling elements of course include that big Audi goatee grille up front, which also comes with a lot of chrome now, new headlamps which are all LEDs, as well as a new set of alloy wheels. You also get a new set of indicator lamps at the back which look really cool and sporty. Overall, it's a design which looks appealing, youthful, as well as posh. And it should appeal to a lot of compact luxury SUV buyers out there. Well, one of the reasons why the Q3 is such a big hit is of course the fact that it gets a very big and spacious boot, and as you can see it's a very square shaped boot, and what that means is that you can load in those big pieces of suitcase or that big box in it without any fuss at all. You can also increase the loading capacity by dropping the rear seats down, and I'll show that to you now. Well, with the seat backs dropped, you get an almost flattish loading area, and that makes practicality and usability of the boot even better than before. And if you have a longer object like a long umbrella to use, you can place it here without any fuss at all. Well, the new Q3's cabin is as faultless and as phenomenal as the outgoing cars, and there's very little which you can find fault with in this car, both in terms of build quality as well as overall design. This car is the best in its segment, and you now of course get this big pop-up screen over here which you can also hide if you're not very comfortable using it on the highway or those long journeys by simply flipping it down into the dashboard. Well, talking about practicality and cubby holes inside this cabin, let's have a photo montage, shall we? You also get hill descent for the first time in the Q3, and you also get paddle shifters over here behind the steering wheel for more engagement while you're driving the car. Well, in terms of equipment, the Q3 comes completely loaded. You really get a lot of bells and whistles on this car, and if you want to know more about the features on this car, you should head to our website by clicking on this link below. Well, as you can see, it's a very clutter-free and easy to operate dashboard, and that's largely due to the fact that Audi have put in the MMI system over here, and to use most of the menus and the controls on this car, all you need to do is use this swivel wheel, go up and down on it, and you can control a lot of features on this car like navigation, the car setup, as well as the audio and music on this car. Well, apart from that MMI system which really does free up the dashboard of any clutter, you also get very clearly marked switches for the drive select, the traction control, as well as the parking assistance, and the controls and the switchgear for the AC vents is also very tactile and very solid to use. This is an interior which will really last you very well. Well, even though the Q3 is a relatively compact SUV on the outside, that does not mean that the interiors are compact as well. And as you can see, I have got good amount of headroom and generous knee room as well, and I have adjusted the front seat as always for my height and my driving position, and my height for reference is 5'10", and even then I have good place over here in the back seat of the Q3. Well, the Q3's back seat is a place where even 6 foot tall passengers should not have any problems at all. Well, the seats are supportive and they offer good comfort as well. And even though there is a slight hump over here in the floor panel, it's not really very high unlike some of its rivals, and that means that whoever's sitting over here should have enough place to stretch his feet at. In terms of overall comfort, you also get rear AC vents, and the door bins are large enough to house those big bottles in them. And even though we're carrying a half a litre bottle today, these are large bins which can generally house bottles in excess of a litre. Well, the new Q3 also comes with Audi's hill descent feature, and if you are someone who goes up the hills and has a problem when you are coming down using the brakes yourself, then this is an excellent feature. What this feature essentially does is that it regulates the braking on this car for you, and it does it up to speeds of 30 kph, and makes the car a much safer bet to drive for someone who is going to be in the hilly areas. Well, as you can see, we are rolling down a hill, and I have removed both my feet from both the brake as well as the accelerator pedal, and we're doing it in a very safe and easy manner. Well, the new Q3 comes with the same tried and tested 2-liter diesel engine from Audi, and this engine develops about 177 bhp of power, and it is a very popular choice among car buyers in this segment simply because of its refinement as well as fuel efficient nature. Well, the other areas where the Audi Q3 really impresses are the ride comfort that it offers you, and when you are driving it in city, it really does soak in the bumps quite well. If you are driving it in that comfort setting or the automatic setting on the drive select, well, most users will be using this car in its comfort setting on that drive select. That of course is the setting where the steering wheel is pretty light and the suspension is pretty softly set up, and that means that this car really does soak in the bumps on those bad surfaces very easily. If you are someone, of course, who enjoys pushing his car on that racetrack or even taking it on the hills and really getting the best from the chassis, you can also tune into the dynamic setting on this drive select. What that mode essentially does is that it makes the suspension a lot more stiffer, and it does get a little unruly inside the cabin. It does become a little uncomfortable and harsh if you are inside it, but it does reward the keener driver for sure. Well, the other area where the Audi Q3 truly impresses is in the gearbox department. It comes, of course, with this S-tronic automatic gearbox, and both the upshifts as well as the downshifts are really very quick, and when you use the paddle shifters, there's no time lag at all. Well, even though it is a compact SUV, there's plenty of fun to be had, and that's largely due to the fact that body roll is very minimal, especially if you are driving it in that dynamic setting on the drive select, and the steering wheel is pretty responsive and accurate as well. Well, just like other Audi engines, this diesel engine really does impress in terms of its refinement, and even when you rev it hard and you are doing speeds in excess of 100-110 kph on the highway, it remains relatively silent inside the cabin. While the new Q3 comes across as a faultless product, it comes with a very comfortable cabin, a very sharp exterior, a refined diesel engine, and very comfortable ride. All these things, along with that big Audi grille up front, makes it the most desirable compact luxury SUV in the market. But before you decide to put your money on one, you should also check out a Mercedes-Benz GLA review by clicking on this link below, and also our Toyota Fortuner review by clicking on this link over here. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by clicking on this link above. It's bye for now, and hope to see you soon.